Hello, hello. It's Speak Now 1, lessons 25 to 28, lesson Speak Now. In this lesson, we are going to review the content of the last 4 units, from 25 to 28. We talked a lot about what? About food. And we have some review exercises. Do you remember lesson 25? We had this vocabulary. We had 4 categories of food, like meat and protein, fruit and vegetables, dairy and grains. Do you remember that dairy is connected to milk, like yogurt, cheese, right? These are connected to dairy. Chicken, tofu, nuts, no. And, oh yes, these two basically are connected to protein. And then carrots, oranges, apples are connected to fruit and vegetables. Noodles, rice, beans are connected to, and bread are connected to grains. And nuts, only nuts? No, nuts are also connected to grains. And we have already talked about dairy. We have these items here. We had that dialogue between someone who ate really healthy and another one that didn't do that very much. Coffee and cake sounds perfect. And then we went to part B. Part B, we review these structures. Do you eat many vegetables? Because they're countable. Do you eat a lot of vegetables? Do you eat much fruit? Because fruit is a collective. Do you drink much water? This is how we usually speak. And or do you eat a lot of fruit? Yes, I eat a lot of vegetables. I don't eat many vegetables. I eat vegetables all the time. You use a lot of, you can say, I eat many vegetables. Okay, but I think that people like to speak a lot of. Yeah, I eat a lot of fruit. I don't eat much fruit. But in the negatives, we usually use many or much. Okay, what do we have to do? We have here how much he or she eats. Let's ask about. Use 2 of the foods below. So one student is going to ask about 2 items, like cheese and chocolate, and the other one is going to ask about the other 2 items. Nice. And the other one has to describe the amount that eats. An example dialogue would be this. Do you eat much cheese? Yes, I love cheese. I eat it about 5 times a week. Okay, and do you eat a lot of fruit? No, I don't. It's really expensive. Oh, isn't expensive if you go to my public fair on Wednesdays. Yes, I'm really glad that I have access to that fair. At least at the moment, I can still eat there. I need onions. In this lesson, we talked about needs and described them. We had ingredients for an omelette and for pizza. Do you remember that? Butter, manteiga, salt, oil, tomatoes or tomatoes, flour, onions, pepper, egg. about this, and we had this conversation between these two people, Ariel and Ted, and they would like to make dinner, and they're deciding what to make, right? But on the way, they realized that they needed some. Ariel is at the supermarket, and she could buy the things that they needed for it. After that, we practiced the structures. What do we need? We need some onions. What do we need to get? To get, pegar, to buy at the supermarket, we need to get some tomatoes. What else do we need? We need some juice. Do we need any onions? Yes, we need some onions. Do we need any tomatoes? No, we don't need any tomatoes. Do we need any juice? Yes, we need some juice. You see, basically this is it. We use any in questions, right? And we put in the plural or in the singular, depending on if the thing is countable or uncountable. Do we need anything else? No, we don't need anything else. Okay, what do we have to do here? We have a shopping list. Look, find out what B wants to make for dinner tonight. Well, I'm recording this video early in the morning. Then ask what he or she needs to buy. The other one will choose one of the dishes below to make tonight. Tell student A and answer his or her questions. What would you prefer? A soup, cheeseburger, salad, or fried rice? Fried rice. I believe that they boil after frying, right? What's the dialogue that we can have? For example, what do you want to make for dinner tonight? I want to make soup. What do you need to buy? I need some onions, meat, potatoes, and spices. Right? This is an example dialogue for this lesson here, 26. After that, we had lesson 27. Do you eat a big lunch? We are now asking questions about things that we eat, describing what I eat and describing or talking about healthy eating habits. Utilidade pública, Speak Now. For breakfast, cereal, toast, and jam. Remember jam, geleia. For lunch, salad, bread, iced tea. Pão no almoço. Isso, muito bom. After snack, candy and coffee. Dinner, chicken, rice, and cake. And an evening snack, potato chips, chocolate, and soda. Soda, qualquer tipo de refrigerante. Bom? And we had this dialogue between these two guys, and they're talking about having a small breakfast or a big breakfast, and the kind of food to eat. How is your breakfast? Is it healthy or is it unhealthy? Describing what I eat, talking about eating habits. I usually have eggs and toast for breakfast. I like a small breakfast. I prefer a small breakfast. I love noodles for lunch. I try to have a healthy breakfast. I like to have a sandwich for lunch. I try not to eat a lot of meat. I always have a salad or a sandwich. I don't like to snack between meals. Why not a salad? I'm having beef stew and potatoes. I'm having a light lunch. I'm having a heavy lunch. Stew, cozido, ok? Cozido de carne. For example, carne de panela. This is still beef. What's the dialogue that we have here in lesson 27? Tell student B what you eat for each meal. Then answer student B questions. Listen to students A, talk about their meals, ask questions. Then say which foods are healthy. Can you analyze someone's eating habits? I hope we can analyze our eating habits. I eat eggs and toast for breakfast. I love soup and a small sandwich for lunch. I like to have Mexican food for dinner. What kind of sandwich do you like? I like egg salad sandwich. That's nice. And how do you eat your eggs? I fry them. Soup and a sandwich are probably healthy, but Mexican food has a lot of fat and calories. Your breakfast might be healthy, but you should eat more fruits and vegetables. I agree with that. How does it taste? Maybe it's fresh in your mind, this topic here, because this was the last one before the review. Describe one of your favorite dishes. Great. And ask A follow-up questions about the dish he or she describes. Let's take a look at the language, vocabulary and language before doing that. Asking about food, describing food. It can be sweet, salty, sour. What's that? Azedo. Spicy, temperado ou apimentado. Bland. Bem assim, tem gosto. Pode ser saudável, mas você olha aquela picanha fazendo barulhinho na chapa, o cheirinho. Dificilmente you are going to take that mix of stewed vegetables, cooked vegetables. Oily, pastel is oily, for example. Bitter. Bitter isn't azedo, bitter isn't amargo, right? After that, we had this conversation about the paella. And they talk how spicy it is, the look of it, and what goes in. Nice lesson, I really liked. And then we had the review. What's this? It's called paella. It's a Spanish dish. What's this or what's this called? What's in it? What are the ingredients? Oh, the ingredients are rice, seafood, and spices. How does it taste? It's a little spicy. It's not too salty. You see, we describe way. We can describe that way. And let's see our activity, our dialogue. Describe one of your favorite dishes. Imagine that I love burritos. What are the ingredients? Beef, cheese, sour cream, and refried beans. How does it taste? Oh, it's spicy, delicious. Let me bring some for you, and I hope you like them. So this is it. What's your favorite dish? Que tal escrever nos comentários? My favorite dish is, for example, feijoada. My favorite dish is frango con quiabo. Chicken and okra. Do that, please. Escreve aqui nos comentários, ok? See you in the live lesson. Bye bye.